What's up, vinyl community and everybody out there in YouTube land? Coming back to you with another video for the Spin Doctor and his Vinyl Mayhem YouTube channel. And this time I am going to talk about something that I've mentioned a little bit before, but that is Grail records. Now, what defines Grail records? How do you know if you have a Grail record? So I thought about that and I went ahead and I looked up the word Grail in the dictionary, and it gave me, let's see, 15th century I think it said, maybe even further back, but it was basically Grail. The definition of Grail is chalice or plate, bowl, serving plate, basically. And so, you know, like, okay, but we think of the term Holy Grail when we think of the term Grail, obviously, and that dates back obviously centuries ago, going back to the times of Jesus Christ. You know, the Holy Grail was considered what he had the Last Supper with. You know, he drank from it during the Last Supper, and then also there's tales that during his crucifixion, drops of blood, of his blood were in the Grail. And then of course there's the whole, you know, if you can drink from the Holy Grail, it gives you eternal life. You know, live forever, all that kind of stuff. And so, you know, there's been people that have searched for the Holy Grail, you know, all this mythical stuff. And so basically, you know, we use the term Holy Grail or Grail now as a term of, this is something that is so beyond reach of, like, I'm on this journey to find this special thing. So Grail now is used as a term for something special, something that you're on a search for. It's something out of reach almost, you know, that you cannot find or obtain. And so when you're thinking of Grail records, you're thinking of records that you are been looking for, that have been almost unobtainable, that you never thought you would get, or that you've just been on the search for a very long time, hoping that you would find, maybe very expensive, just things that are special to you because, you know, they are things that you have been wanting for a very long time. I know I've used the term long time a lot already, but that's basically what it is. It's something that has been, maybe it's been within your grab or in your reach, but you've just not been able to get it. You know, because, like, I think so many times in the books that we read about the Holy Grail, you know, people that were on the search for it came so close to getting it, but just, it was out of their reach. They couldn't quite grab it. And so that's kind of what we think of when we think of Grail records. Something that you've been wanting to get, but just, couldn't quite get it. And so I thought about that, and I thought, is that what Grail records are to me? And kind of, you know, nowadays, I think when we look at Grail records, we think of records that, you know, things are so much easily obtained now with the internet, especially, you know, with eBay and Discogs. You know, things are just a click away almost. It's just, are you willing to pay? And I think that's the big thing for most things. You know, are you willing to pay that price? You know, because I can go to eBay, and I've done it plenty of times, and I can go to Discogs and see what a record that I really, really want goes for. And I go, man, do I really want to pay that price for that record? Or do I want to do it the old-fashioned way? Do I want to go to record stores? Do I want to go to record shows? Which I've never been to one, but I want to. Do I want to go to yard sales? Do I want to go to antique malls? Do I want to go to Goodwills? You know, do I want to find it in a bin somewhere? Do I want to find it, you know, the old-fashioned way. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I want to do. You know, every once in a while I'll get lucky and I'll have a friend say, hey, I got this record. Are you interested in it? You know, and that's nice. Or I'll, you know, but finding it in a store is really still the fun way of doing things. And so, you know, there are records that, you know, I've gone on eBay and I've looked at and I've almost purchased, and there's some that I have actually. You know, I purchased a first pressing of Eric Clapton's Unplugged that way. And it was early on in my record collecting days, and I got a really good price for it, and it was in pretty much mint condition. And then there's other ones that I did on Facebook Live shows. I got my copy of Full Moon Fever that way. I bought it on a Facebook Live show, which I will say this, you have to be careful when you're buying things online because, you know, you can't be there to grab it and look at it yourself. But what I have here are 3 records that I picked up, 2 today and 1 about a month or so ago, that to me maybe are Grail records to me, but not to somebody else because they were easily accessible to somebody else, but they weren't to me. I'm not gonna lie, I looked these records up online before and I thought about buying them, but I just didn't want to pay the prices that they were online. And maybe I saw them in a store once and I passed them up because of the price that they were at the store, or I thought, oh, I'll just get them later sometime. I'm sure I'll be able to get them. And then months or years gone by and I wasn't able to. But they finally came available to me again. So they were just out of reach before, but now they are in my grasp. So they're Grail records to me. They're records that I wanted for a long time and just didn't get. And so the first one I'm going to show you, and I teased it a while back and I completely forgot to show it, is Chris Isaak's Silvertone. This is Chris Isaak's actual first record. It's on the Warner Brothers label. If you can see that right there. But yeah, this is his first record. Most people, if you're a huge Chris Isaak fan like me, know that the Silvertones were the name of his actual band. And when he decided to, or when he finally was able to release an actual album, he decided to call the name of the album Silvertone. I've always enjoyed Chris Isaak. This is a great copy I picked up at Noble Records in great shape. I'm not gonna lie, there's not a lot of huge hits on this record. Dancing's probably the one that I can say I remember hearing the most. You should be dancing. Anyway, but I still like this record. I like anything Chris Isaak does. That whole 50s, 60s rockabilly type sound that he has, that California rockabilly sound, I just love. He's, you know, got that Roy Orbison, Elvis Presley sound, just that voice. Always enjoyed him a lot. So this goes into my Chris Isaak collection. You know, I picked up his RSD this year. I was very happy with that. But super excited to finally get his first album, which is one that's harder to find. I'm not gonna lie, it's not super difficult, but you don't see it as often as, say, his second album, which is actually, I believe, just Chris Isaak, if I remember correctly. I do have it over there somewhere, but very happy to add this. You know, like I said, love Chris Isaak, so super excited to add that to the collection. Next one, Dylan at Noble had a huge drop this morning, and this record is the one that caught my attention and made sure that I was going to go out and get it this morning, and that is this one. I'm a huge fan of Tesla, and I don't have hardly any in my collection. I have the RSD, obviously, but this is their debut album, Mechanical Renaissance. Great record. Modern day cowboy, or modern cowboy. Little Susie, love that song. What's the other one that I going brain dead all of a sudden? I've already listened to it, obviously. Getting Better, obviously, the other big hit that was on this one. It's on the Geffen record label here. This is an original first press. It's in wonderful shape, and these things right here, you can find them on eBay, you can find them on Discogs, but you don't know what you're gonna get. price wise especially, I've seen these things go for upwards of 80 to 100 bucks. I've seen them go as low as 40 to 50 depending on condition. This one, you know, I'll say it's VG plus all the way, maybe even better. And I paid a good price for it. Let's just put it that way. Dylan had it priced very well, and I was very happy about that. It's got the inner sleeve still in it. You know, so it's in great shape. And to me, Tesla is just one of those bands. I want to get their full discography on vinyl that's out there. That's going to be more difficult because the next two albums that are on vinyl are more rare, more expensive. And so finding them is going to be hard, and the prices are going to be much higher. But it's a start. And so this is definitely the start of a Grail, and the next two are going to be much more difficult Grails, but happy to have it. And the next one, I ended up going back a second time to get because my wife, whom I love so very much, Lindsay, she's never gonna watch this, but I love her so much. I had a rough day yesterday. We won't get into that, but she said, "You know what? Go ahead and treat yourself." I was like, "Okay," but she said, "Go treat yourself." I told her what the price was and everything. Skid Row. This is an original 1989 pressing of Skid Row's self-titled first album. To me, this is the only Skid Row album worth having. It's on the Atlantic label. This copy is absolutely beautiful, flawless. I mean, I would honestly say the record is excellent, almost near mint, if not near mint. It's superb. The cover, the sleeve, whatever you want to call it, is VG plus all the way. It's got a little bit of dinging here and there, but still great condition. And these records, I've seen these things go for 100 bucks. So, and I paid less than that. Dylan had this price to sell. I was very happy, extremely happy. We all know this record, 18 to Life, Piece of Me, Youth Gone Wild, and of course the ballad that everyone knows, played on the radio still today, I Remember You. Love this album, love the songs on it. Sebastian Bach, I wish Sebastian Bach and Snake would just mend fences so they could do a reunion tour. Don't see that happening, but it would be amazing. But don't see it happening. But yeah, I think to me this is definitely a Grail record. I was honestly gonna get a reissue, and be okay with it. But getting an original that's in this great a condition, can't beat it. Can't beat it. So definitely a Grail record. Super excited to have it. Sounds phenomenal. Sounds amazing. 1989. Just inner sleeve, everything's intact, perfect, you know, so super excited about it. So those are 3 Grail records that I was able to pick up. Again, Grail is all what you decide to call it, what you consider it to be. What I consider Grail is going to be what you consider a Grail. You know, define your own Grail. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Leave me some comments and all that good stuff too, guys. Tell me what your Grails are. I would love to hear it. Maybe I might know where you can find them. You never know. Maybe I can help you out. Maybe you can help me out, you know, give a little. Anyway, peace, love. Talk to you guys later. Bye.